Yeah, and like their staff was either people who had drug and or alcohol problems or minors. There was
Yeah.
like no in between. There was like two other people that were good workers, and one of them left right as we
Yeah.
started.
And I do not believe that a restaurant is any place for a minor. I think it should be illegal to have people under the age of 18 working in restaurants. And everyone, unless you work in a restaurant, you don't understand that opinion.
And I
It's a
say,
very, very adult forward, raunchy, rough.
and I
That's a
say
restaurant.
it all
Like,
depends on the type of restaurant and it depends on the type of kids you hire. But if your whole staff is minors and grown like
men.
druggies,
Yeah, let's face it. Like,
yeah, then it's an issue.
because the problem, specifically, a lot of problems that I've seen is you got your servers, your front of house, which again, a server shouldn't be. People hit on servers. You got 14-year olds, I guess 15, 16
Yeah,
kids can start
but
working.
also like people need to make their money, so it is.
But there's so many other jobs that, or, focus on school.
But
I had a teacher back in the day that said we should pay kids to go to school, and I 100% agree. She just said $1 an hour. In the course of a week, that's some spending cash. Now, I'm
yeah,
not saying that's realistic. I'm not saying, like I said, maybe it's not realistic. But this woman was a very smart woman. I loved her to death.
but I agree with that because like some people are forced to work just because like their parents can't make the bills
But
or they have.
restaurants, specifically, it's like working in the adult industry. It's not a place for kids. It's like the front of house is not a place for 16-year-olds. It's not a place for 17-year-olds. It's barely a place for 18-year-olds. And the kitchen sure as hell should not have children in it ever. These are rough people. I'm one of those rough people, and I was like the least of the rough ones. I was the one who got pushed over. You know what I mean? Like, I was the clean looking, not using person who came in who had a minor criminal record. I've worked in kitchens with hardcore killers, literally. Like people who have multiple felonies who have spent a decade in jail before. Young women and children should not be working in these restaurants. It's just the reality of it. And I think if you have an old druggie that's campaigning to have those 16-year-olds walk around them all day, you probably have a different problem on your hands.
Yep, which is also a fair point and something that is a dangerous reality.